Hi, I'm Deborah Britt. The history of the museum, the National Black Doll Museum. We started in July of 2012, so we're going into our 5th year. Started by myself and 2 sisters, Felicia Walker, Tamara Madison. It was not an intention to be a museum. We just wanted a place to catalog the dolls, but the need from the community had us create the museum. We get a lot of tourists that come to the museum, and they come from, majority come from Atlanta, Texas, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, Virginia. They come from all over the country. We get a lot of senior groups in now, and seniors really like coming here. They can talk history. They can reminisce because of the different kind of exhibits that we have. It's very wholesome. It's a wholesome kind of feeling when you come here. We get to do a lot of hot topics, if you will. So we make lots of comparison about then and now and what's going on and the struggles. Some of our conversations have been very spicy. I say a little spicy with some people that come in because they think that they know this history and they don't. And so they leave with a whole nother view. And some people are very standish when they come in because it's a black doll museum, and so they have this conception about what they're going to expect to find, if we're going to be angry, but they come in and they get history and they get a understanding. So if you don't know the history, then you have this preconceived misconception about what's going on. So it gets a little spicy sometimes. Love it. I think the impact has been positive place for people to come. It's really a place where we go and, like I said, get into deep conversations. We have the historical room, and there's a lot of history that people don't even know about because we explore African American first, black first, you know, who did the dime, who invented the stoplight. People get to understand that information. They didn't have that information. And we have dolls to represent a lot of those people, places, things. And depending on what the major issues are in the country, we get to adjust those too. So we do social justice. Community activists, so it's open to everybody. So we do the Council of Agents, so they get to come in. We do Girl Scouts, so they get to come in. I think next week we have Red Hat ladies from Easton will be in, you know, so we get lots. And I'm doing a presentation with 90 men because, you know, they wanted to know. And so because we have a 250 collection of G.I. Joes, and we get to talk about the history of the G.I. Joes, but also the history of African Americans in the military, because we have served in every single war in this country. People don't know that, you know. It's really kind of interesting what people don't know. Yeah. We always do community programs. It's always open to the community. We host Martin Luther King, we host Kwanzaa, we host, this spring we'll be doing a love feast. And because people think we're just a doll museum, but we're a history museum, we are researching the history of Mansfield and the significance of blacks in Mansfield. Henry Box Brown was in Mansfield and did a lecture. Frederick Douglass came through the town of Mansfield. We have 10,000 free blacks would come into Mansfield in the 1800s for revival with prominent pastors from around the country would come here. And Mansfield had an anti-slavery riot. And so we do all this research, we recreate it, we do reenactments, and we try to tell the story. So we're storytellers. We do doll making at the museum. Not all of them, not as much as we like to now, because now you have a physical brick and mortar building. We spend a lot of time trying to raise funds to make sure we keep the door open, so we don't really have a lot of time to play like we used to, but we do on a regular have workshops where people can call us to say that they want to bring in a group and make workshops. And then during school vacation, we always have doll workshops for the kids in the community. So yeah. In the next few years, hopefully, and I don't say hopefully, the next few years we're looking at having a larger space, because when we moved into this space it was too small. So we actually have our eyes on that firehouse across the street. So we do have a building fund that we're raising money so that we can look at trying to acquire that, being an anchor for this town for a cultural district, using the history that we've discovered in this town. So that's enough work for now. We could use volunteers to come in. Right now we're taking down an exhibit and in the process of putting up another exhibit, so we could always use hands, we could always use money. That's a biggie. It's cost us $50,000 to run the museum a year, and we get that by working. Not like other museums, people don't give us big donations. We work, so we go out, we teach people how to make dolls, we have presentations and lectures, people pay us, and we throw all that money into the community, back into the museum. So yeah, we could use funds whenever we can get them. Yeah, and we're a nonprofit. We are 501c3, so people can take those donations and make a donation and get a letter from us that says they made that donation, and they can write it off on their taxes. So the contact information, if you go on Facebook, is the National Black Doll Museum. If you want to contact us by email, the email is, we have two emails. We have the DAZE, D-A-Z-E, project at AOL.com. And we have, our webpage is www.nbdmhc.org, which is National Black Doll Museum History Culture. So those are the letters for the website.